This story revolves around a sailing ship named the Poseidon. It's enormous, so big that it has many floors, and today, a lot of people have come aboard this ship. Everyone was very happy because today is the night of December 31st, meaning the new year will start tomorrow. Here on this ship, some are partying, some are playing cards, some are dancing. Then we see the ship's control room, where the captain suspects that something is wrong. He says, "Something is definitely wrong." And then he sees that a very large and tall wave is coming towards their ship from the front. Seeing this, all the captains get very scared and quickly try to turn the ship. They succeed in turning it, but the wave was so big that a moment ago the moon was visible behind it. But now it was completely hidden behind this wave, which meant that the wave was much bigger than their ship. Then they announced that a very big problem was about to happen on the ship. An accident was going to occur, so all the passengers and officers were extremely alert. As soon as this announcement is made, chaos erupts, and then huge waves crash into their ship, the pressure of which is so high that the Poseidon, which is such a large ship, is completely turned upside down in the sea. This means the upper part has gone down, becoming the ground, and the floor has come up. As the ship turns, it's clear that things are falling and breaking. Many people die from drowning in the sea. Besides this, there was also a very big explosion in the engine room. Due to this, all the captains operating the ship also die. Now, in the ship's hull, where most people were, an officer comes and tells them that they have both good news and bad news. The bad news is that a very big tsunami wave has hit their ship. Due to this, it has completely turned upside down, so no one can get out from here. And the good news is that their officers, just a few minutes before the wave came, had informed the rescue team, who save everyone in bad times. So they will be arriving here soon with their helicopters. Therefore, everyone should remain completely assured they will get out of here very soon. Now let's look at a man whose name was Dalen. He was taking essential things from the dead officer lying in front of him. A child comes to him and asks, "What are you doing?" To which Dalen says, "I am preparing to leave from here." The child says, "You cannot leave from here." Now it's being said that the ship has turned upside down. Dalen says, "But there is a way to get out of here, and that is the way down, for which it is clear that I will have to go up." Then, just as he is about to leave from here, the child brings his mother here, and because Dalen has already met his mother, he recognizes her. His mother asks Dalen, "What did you tell him that you can leave from here?" To this he says, "Yes, I know about a way." The child's mother says, "You heard what an officer said, that we should wait here, help is coming. The ship has turned upside down, so no one can leave from here." Meanwhile, another man, Robert, and an old man also arrive. The old man explains, "I am an architect, meaning a designer of everything, an expert in making all kinds of things, who knows very well about boats and ships. And according to me, this ship is not built in such a way that it can float upside down. This means it will remain lying like this in the water and will sink, due to which all of us will die." Now the other man, Robert, asks Dalen, "Do you know the way to the disco?" Dalen says, "Yes, it's upstairs, but in this situation, why do you want to go to the disco? Do you want to dance?" Robert says, "No, my daughter is trapped there. I also want to go with you, but first I will save my daughter, and then we will leave from here with her." Dalen said, "No, that cannot happen, because I do my work alone." Then Robert asks him, "Okay, tell me, what is the shortest way to go upstairs from here?" To which he says, "As soon as I find out, I will tell you," which proves that Dalen wants to leave from here, but he doesn't know the way. Then Robert calls a man from the ship and asks him, "What is the shortest way to go upstairs from here?" Then he starts explaining the way to him with signals. Robert says to him, "I will give you double the money you earn in a month. Just take us there." To this, the man agrees, meaning he will now also go with Robert. After him, Robert says to Dalen, "Listen to me, if you have a plan, we have a guide who will tell us about every place. So if we all go together, our lives can be saved. If we go separately, we might die." To which Dalen finally agrees. After which everyone comes together to go to the lower part of the ship. We know that the lower part of the ship is now facing upwards, so they were going there. And going there, they were about to exit through the passage where the large fans that propel the ship forward are located. But when the people were exiting through the hole, all the doors there were closed so that water could not enter, although there was already a lot of water there. The windows and doors there were so strong that no more water could enter. They kept moving forward so that they could somehow reach the lower part of the ship and save their lives by getting out from there. But after going a little further, their entire path is blocked because many dead bodies are piled up in front of them. after which they open the elevator door. The elevator is very high up from here. Then, with a very large iron bar, they make a way to the front door so that they can open that door and get out of here. But even after trying a lot, the door doesn't open for them. But still, the elevator door on the upper floor opens. Then people helped each other and moved away from the path and came in the way of the elevator. But still, 2 people were left behind, an old man and a man guarding the ship. And when these people were climbing up that way, the iron rod path below them slipped and fell. After which, they were hanging by the edge of the elevator shaft. They couldn't even reach there because there was a deep abyss below, and if they fell, they would only die. But hanging here didn't reduce the trouble because the elevator above was also slowly coming down, which, if it collided with both of them, would also mean their certain death. Now, Dylan holds the old man's hand while the guide is hanging, holding the old man's leg. Dylan is trying to pull him up, but the weight is too much, so he fails in this. Just then, Dylan sees that the elevator is about to fall from above, so he says to the old man, "Somehow get the guide down, let go, otherwise you will also die." Then the old man doesn't want to go, but he kicks his leg, causing him to fall down, due to which the guide dies. Then, as soon as Dylan pulls the old man up, the elevator goes down with a loud noise, causing a big explosion and fire spreading everywhere. So Dylan and Robert quickly close their elevator door, and now one of them dies. Now 5 people are left, after which they start moving forward again. After going a little further, they find a disco area where Robert meets his daughter and 2 other people along with his daughter's friend, meaning they found a total of 4 people. This means that now they are 9, and now they have to reach the upper part of the ship as soon as possible because this ship is about to sink. Now, when the people were moving forward, the path was blocked once again, and if these people wanted to go to the other side, they would be killed there. There, an iron railing was broken. With its help, they can go to the other side. Then Dylan asks him if anyone knows any other way to get out from there. Now, a girl who has been hiding on this ship for many days because she didn't have a ticket says to them, "I have been on this ship for many days. I know everything here. Besides this, there is no other way to get out from here." 5. People climb onto the railing one by one and start getting out from there, where 5 people slowly reach the other side. Then Robert says to his daughter, "Now you come, Beta, go to the other side." But just then, a drunkard who had met her in the disco comes here. He says, "I will go first." And then, as he starts to go, this incident happens in the middle. Just then, a very large part of the engine falls on him, due to which the drunkard and the railing also break and go down with it. Now, along with that part of the engine, a lot of oil also falls into the water. Sparklers were already falling there, which is why the water caught fire. Now the drunkard was dead, so 8 remained, but only 5 people went to the other side, where they had to go. While Robert, his daughter, and Dylan were still stuck there, the water had caught fire. There was no way for them to go to the other side because the railing had also broken when the engine fell. Now Dylan ties a rope to a pipe and goes into the water because he knows there is water below where the fire cannot touch him. That's why he goes down and reaches the other side. There he ties the other end of the rope to the pipe, allowing Robert and his daughter to come to this side as well. Out of 8, 5 are saved and start going up again. Now Dylan knew everything because there was a time when he used to work in the Navy. He had left the Navy, but he still had a lot of information about ships. Now, a scene of the hall is shown, where everyone was waiting for help. They all looked very nervous because even the strong glass was breaking due to the water pressure. And then, as soon as the glass breaks, a lot of water comes inside with pressure, in which they all drown and die. They could do nothing but scream in their last moments. Those 5 people also hear their screams and understand that all the poor souls have died. But at this time, where these people were, water starts flowing there too, but now there is no way out from here. Then they opened a small ventilation, which was a small passage, and said that this is the only way. But since that place was closed, only one person could go there at a time. That's why these people start moving forward one by one. Robert is at the top, and Dylan is at the bottom. And as the people moved forward, they saw that water had started coming from below, due to which now water started coming into that ventilation as well. Then, when the people reach the end of the ventilation, they see that there is a net installed there, which Robert tries very hard to open, but he cannot open it because there was a nut on it, and his hand was also not going out from there. That's why he says to the girl, "Beta, come quickly." Then, The very next moment, he calls the girl to him and asks everyone if anyone has a coin or something made of iron with which they can open the nut. Upon this, the girl, who was traveling without a ticket, takes off a cross locket from her neck and says that maybe these people can open the nut with it. Then the child takes the cross and slowly starts opening the nut because her hands were small and she could reach the nut. But here the water was rising, and because Dylan was at the bottom and was about to drown, fortunately, the net opens, due to which everyone quickly comes out one by one. This way, Dylan also lost his life, and now he only had to go 2 floors up, after which all of them would have been saved. But when these people move forward, they get stuck in a tank. They could not go down because the water was coming from there. They could not go forward because there was no way out from here, except for a small passage that was completely closed. Just then, Dylan explains to them that the place where they are standing is a tank where water is filled to keep the ship in balance, and when it is completely filled with water, this small passage opens, after which all the water goes into the other tank. And now, if we want to get out of here, we will have to fill this tank so that when it is full, the water goes into the other tank after the door opens. Only then can we survive. Robert's daughter gets very nervous and says, "What if the door doesn't open even after the water fills and we run out of breath in the middle?" To which Dylan replies in anger and worry that he doesn't know, but besides this, they have no other way. So now Robert and Dylan decide that they will fill water in this tank, after which they slowly start filling it with water. Now, as soon as the tank fills with water, the door still doesn't open, due to which all these people become quite disappointed. But then, the very next moment, that door suddenly opens, and all these people come into the other tank due to the water pressure. Now, these people had escaped from that tank, but the trouble was still not over because to get out of here, they would have to swim to the other side, after which everyone takes a deep breath and tries to go to the other side. Right here, at the very end, was the girl who had been hiding on this ship for a long time. While she was going forward, her clothes got caught in a wire. As a result, she gets stuck at that place. Although that old man saves her and brings her up, by then she has run out of breath, which means she has died. After which 7 people are left, and they start moving forward again. Now these people reach the floor where the large fans are located, from where they have to get out. But as soon as they arrive here, they see that there is a lot of water here, on which dead bodies were floating. Seeing this, Dylan becomes very sad. Then, looking at his face, she asks the child, "What happened, Dylan? Why are you sad?" To which Dylan says that the part from which they had to exit is submerged in water. They can't even reach there because it's very far, and the water is rising even more. Hearing this, Robert says that they should go to a higher place. Alas, there is no other way out of this. Robert says, "Thank you. You have tried very hard to save us all, but perhaps it is written in our destiny that we will die in this ship. And anyway, everything is not in human hands." But just then, there was a big explosion in the engine room, due to which all the water filled here goes out, and by doing so, the path from where they had to exit also becomes empty of water, where the big fans were. Just then, another problem arises in front of them, and that is that the fan was still spinning on its own. The big problem was that it was not straight, but was spinning in the opposite direction. Due to this, the air pressure was towards them, which meant that even if they threw something at it, it would not go towards the fan and would come back to them. Then Robert finds a map from which he learns that the control room is right below these fans, where these fans can be turned off. The control room is 150 feet away from here, and going there means death. But despite this, Robert was ready to go there. Seeing this, his daughter's friend says that he cannot go there. Let her go because she can go there and turn off these fans. Immediately after this, she was ready to go there to turn off the fans. But Robert's daughter is crying because of her leaving. She forbids her from going. Just then, her friend says that it is necessary to go, someone has to go. And now, seeing his daughter crying, Robert himself jumps into the water and starts moving towards the control room. Then we see that Dylan is not here because the little boy had drowned in the water, whom Dylan and his mother were looking for. The child is found very soon, whom Dylan also saves, after which they return to the same place where the rest of the people were. But the problem was that the water was rising here too, and if they didn't turn off the fans or get out of here, they would also drown and die. There, Robert reaches the control room and tries to turn off the fans, but he sees that the button with which the fans were to be turned off is broken. And at the same time, Robert is running out of breath. Due to this, he is suffering. He was about to die when his eyes fell on the button that reverses the fans. The direction of the fans can be changed. And a few seconds before dying, he presses the button and he dies, which means that Robert gave his life to save all of them. Dylan sees that the fans are still not stopping, so he says in fear, "Why is it still running? Why isn't it stopping?" And then Robert's daughter's friend sees that the things that were coming towards them earlier, the air pressure was in their favor, has now reversed. That's why she says to Dylan that Robert has reversed the fans, so now they can throw things and stop the engine. They can turn off the fans, after which she gives Dylan a very large cylinder. Dylan throws a cylinder towards the fans, causing a very big explosion. Due to this, the engine stops and the fans finally break down, after which they leave through that path, and one by one, this ship, the Poseidon, sinks into the water, and they quickly climb onto a small boat that came from the Poseidon, because ships have many such boats. When everyone climbs onto it, the Poseidon starts falling towards them. That's why everyone starts using the oars of the boat. And then the Poseidon was about to fall on them. They had come very far from it. The Poseidon, which was a very large ship, was floating on very calm water a few hours ago, and it completely sank into the water. After which he fires with a flare gun so that the rescue team that has set out to save them can see them. After a while, the rescue team saves all of them. And in this way, the lives of these 6 people are saved. And this is how the story ends.